Welcome to the universe of unsolved mysteries. Today we'll take you on a journey to the edge of the unknown, where the stars hide secrets that could forever change our view of the cosmos. Could an alien craft be lurking in our solar system, camouflaged among asteroids and interstellar objects? Are we closer than ever to confirming that we are not alone? Prepare to discover how enigmatic objects like Oumuamua could be proof of an extraterrestrial presence and what implications that would have for our future. The truth is out there, and today, I invite you to explore it with me. Are you ready to awaken to humanity's greatest adventure? Let's begin.
There's a chance that an interstellar spacecraft could be lurking within the solar system, according to a recent analysis. Renowned astrophysicist Avi Loeb shares the results of his latest research, in which he hypothesizes that an alien mothership could be lurking in our space neighborhood. An answer to the Fermi paradox, why are there no signals from other civilizations, argues that technologically advanced civilizations often self-destruct quickly due to self-inflicted wounds. This reduces the likelihood of detectable civilizations existing in the Drake equation and limits their ability to explore distant stars. Our own emerging technology has opened three similar wounds: the impact of processed foods on human health, the effect of energy generation on climate change, and the devastating impact of artificial intelligence algorithms on social media, which foster polarization and affect mental health.
But what if civilizations on other planets have already discovered the formula to avoid their self-annihilation? Would we be prepared to receive an extraterrestrial technological message in our skies, carrying this stimulating information? And if so, what would we learn from such interstellar technology? This is discussed in a new scientific article partly written by Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, director of the Total Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, created by the 2022 National Defense Authorization Act, in coordination with the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and the Pentagon.
This narrative, which is still under review, describes physical limits that can be imposed on objects passing through the atmosphere or oceans based on radar and infrared data. These rules could help us interpret unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, using standard principles of physics, matter, and radiation. It is predicted that the friction of these phenomena with air or water would generate a bright fireball, along with a tail of ionized gases and associated radio signals. The luminous intensity of the fireball increases with distance to the fifth power. The radar cross-section of the ionized tail would be proportional to its size and the length of the gas cylinder. The absence of these signals could indicate failures in distance and speed measurements, especially if performed with a single sensor without a reliable range parameter.
In 2005, the U.S. Congress mandated NASA to locate 90% of near-Earth objects, NEOs, larger than 140 meters. This led to the creation of the Pan-STARRS telescopes in Hawaii. On October 19, 2017, Pan-STARRS detected a peculiar object called Oumuamua by observing the sky. Unlike known asteroids and comets, Oumuamua was extremely thin and was moving away from the sun without a tail of gas or dust, suggesting that it may have been an artificial structure. 3 years later, another object of clearly artificial origin was discovered by the same telescopes, the Thruster 2020 SO, which displayed a similar shape with thin stainless steel walls and displacement due to solar radiation pressure.
On March 9, 2017, 7 months before Oumuamua's closest approach to Earth, an interstellar meteor, barely a meter in diameter, called IM-2, impacted. Curiously, IM-2 had relative velocities and origins that coincided in some ways with Oumuamua's. However, their orbital inclinations were different, suggesting that they were not directly related. Nevertheless, coincidences in certain orbital parameters have led to the hypothesis that an artificial interstellar object could be a parent spacecraft that, during its close pass by Earth, releases multiple exploratory probes, the so-called dandelion seeds, as I describe them in my book Extraterrestrial.
These small probes could be separated from the parent spacecraft thanks to the sun's gravitational forces or their own maneuverability. With a minimal ejection velocity at a distance, these probes could radically alter their trajectory around the sun, creating profound changes in the arrival time and closest approach distance to Earth. If designed correctly, these mini probes could explore the planets of the solar system, even during the time the main spacecraft passes within such a small distance of our sun as happened with Oumuamua.
Due to their tiny size, these mini probes, which measure just a few centimeters or less, do not reflect enough sunlight to be detected by current telescopes, such as Webb, if they are on that scale. However, their radar signature would be detectable with deep scan equipment for objects approximately 1 meter in size, reaching altitudes exceeding 36,000 kilometers beyond geostationary orbits. Furthermore, if these probes were to approach Earth, their heat produced by atmospheric friction could be detected. Thanks to their high surface-to-mass ratio, they would slow their descent through the atmosphere, avoiding burnup and allowing them to land at their final destination to investigate and collect data on diverse ecosystems.
Far from our sun, these artificial probes could use starlight to recharge their batteries and use liquid water as fuel, which would explain why they could target both habitable zones with water on the surface and rocky planets with atmospheres suitable for life. From great distances, Venus, Mars, or even Earth would be very attractive targets for these portable units, designed to move autonomously in different environments: space, air, and water. Although observed from afar, Earth would show clear signs such as the presence of water and vegetation that would capture the attention of these probes.
What would be the purpose of interstellar travel? Just as dandelion seeds scatter their offspring in the wind, these probes could leave traces of their creators on each planet they visit. As in biology, they could use surface resources to self-reproduce or advance their scientific mission. Backed by millions of years of stellar history, a journey across the galaxy can take tens or even hundreds of thousands of years at near-light speeds, or millions using traditional chemical technologies. Therefore, it seems arrogant to think that these probes, sent at a time when we didn't exist as a civilization, had no intention of meeting us.
According to the research of Amir Siraj, for every near-Earth object the size of an interstellar NEO, there are 1,000 similar ones in our solar system. But without clear data on their impact velocity, recognizing one among thousands is like looking for a needle in a haystack. That's why the first interstellar meteorite confirmed by impact measurements in the US, called IM-1, will be the subject of an oceanic expedition fully funded by the Galileo project, searching for fragments that might reveal whether its composition was metallic or artificial composite materials yet to be developed on Earth.
Are there really extraterrestrial probes operating in our vicinity? To date, there is no confirmation, but the team at the Galileo project, equipped with advanced technology and cutting-edge algorithms, aspires to answer that question in the near future by investigating unidentified phenomena and objects in the atmosphere and oceans. Current data, limited and uncertain, leaves many hypotheses open, including some truly anomalous behavior. In the face of the unknown, it is easier to cling to beliefs than to evidence, but only with rigorous data can we get closer to a precise answer. Finally, to quote JFK in his famous 1962 speech, the Galileo project chooses to collect data on UAPs and other tasks, not because they are easy, but because they are difficult. Because exploring the cosmos and its enigmas requires our boldest and most determined efforts.
Ultimately, Oumuamua might not just be a simple fragment of another star. It could be a piece of interstellar technology, a ship that for some reason passed through our system in search of something larger. And as we continue to investigate, one thing is clear: the universe still has many surprises in store for us, and perhaps, very soon, we will have evidence confirming the existence of civilizations that precede us.
When we consider these possibilities, we are faced with a reality that challenges our perception of the cosmos and our place in it. The search for answers about the true nature of objects like Oumuamua not only fuels scientific curiosity, but also forces us to question our place in a vast universe full of enigmas. The possibility that advanced civilizations exist, which have managed to avoid their own self-destruction and have left their mark on our solar system, opens up a horizon of unprecedented exploration and discovery. Every technological advance, every discovery at the frontier of knowledge, brings us one step closer to understanding whether we have ever been visited or whether we are being silently observed. Science invites us to keep an open mind and accept that perhaps our questions have been answered in ways we cannot yet fully comprehend. As research continues and instruments improve, evidence may appear on radars, in meteorite samples, or even in the signals from probes that, like seeds from a distant future, travel through space in search of new worlds.
So, the big question remains, are we truly alone in this immense vastness, or have we previously been visited by other intelligences? The answer could be much closer than we imagine. All we can do is continue exploring, continue believing in science and in the human capacity to confront the unknown, because ultimately, that is the greatest challenge and the grandest of the discoveries that await us. The very nature of these ancient probes and fragments may hold secrets that change our perception of the universe. If Oumuamua or some other interstellar object turns out to be an alien technology, that would not only be a scientific revolution, it would be a paradigm shift that would rewrite our history, our philosophy, and our concept of existence.
On this path of exploration, every test, every discovery brings us closer to understanding whether we are the pinnacle of cosmic evolution or simply part of a vast array of civilizations that have developed and disappeared in the immensity of the cosmos. Science and technology, combined with our passion for discovery, position us at the cusp of that ancient truth we have perhaps always sought. Are we alone, or are we, in fact, part of an infinite community of beings who, like us, seek their purpose in the stars? The future will tell us what secrets the universe reveals, but one thing is clear: human curiosity, that spark that drives us to explore the unknown, will never die. Because, in the heart of each of us, there is the hope that one day, we may see with our own eyes the answers to the questions that have still haunted us since the beginning of time.
The possibility of discovering concrete evidence of extraterrestrial civilizations in our cosmic neighborhood would forever change our understanding of the universe and of ourselves. We could be facing a completely new chapter in human history, where communication with other intelligences is not just a distant hypothesis, but an achievable reality. Every asteroid, every fragment, every signal potentially of non-human origin that we detect would become a key piece in the puzzle of our existence, leading us to answer the ultimate question: are we not alone in infinity? In the meantime, we will continue to look to the stars with hope, curiosity, and determination. Because, beyond the mysteries and uncertainties, this search for knowledge is the very essence of our species, and perhaps, very soon, the day when science confirms that we are not alone in the cosmos will mark a moment when human history will take a momentous leap, opening the doors to a universe of infinite possibilities and new alliances between civilizations.
The universe still has much to reveal to us. All that remains for us to do is continue exploring, persevering, and dreaming, with the certainty that we are on the threshold of one of the greatest discoveries of all time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future ideas that challenge us to think outside the box. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below this video. What excites or worries you most about these advancements?
Until next time, and don't forget to always maintain that curiosity that drives progress. Also, explore even more fascinating content on our channel. From life-changing tips and cutting-edge technology to the mysteries of spirituality, delicious recipes, health hacks, and language learning, there's something here to spark your curiosity and elevate your life. Dive in and discover a world of knowledge that awaits you.